Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jeng and Jeru. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here. Any other time we have a woman on board, the woman must be looking for a man. In the same way, when we have a man on board, that man must be looking for a woman. But because today we have a woman, I will tell you the kind of man she is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches. And the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. So you're not lost. If you're new to the show, subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment. Also, the contacts of our guest will be on my Facebook page at Jenganjeru. Our guest on today's show is a 64-year-old single lady, Beth, and if you like, Florence. So Florence is single and searching. She's looking for a man, and you could be asking yourself why she is single and what kind of a man she is looking for. One, I have noted that most people have been watching this show from a distance, and they decided that it's about time they also get their stories featured, or else they will appear on the timeline or on the stories to give their story so that they can get matched. There were people who went to pray towards the end of last year, and they asked God that before the year ends, 2024, they want to get a spouse. If you are that kind of a person whose bucket list and prayer item was getting a partner, you can also join us, join the marathon of the people we are joining or matching, pairing on the Jenganjeru YouTube show December Marathon, because we believe even with the remaining days, we can connect 500 people for this month alone. Leave alone what we have done in the past 11 months, this final month of the year. And Florence wants to be amongst them. One, she says she lives in a good home, a beautiful suburb, and a good neighborhood. And she is not struggling in any way in terms of finances. She is only looking for a man as a companion. She lives in Kitisuru, and she is a woman who only got one kid, and apparently the kid is abroad. Now a grown man. And it so happens that life has a way of balancing things. There was a time she felt, according to her, and she says that she will be comfortable, and she would also want me to air the story back at home. Life has a way of balancing things, because when you are at a particular age, you don't feel like you would want a match because maybe you are busy, because you are working, because you are very busy. So, and other times they are parents, and we respect them very much because they give a lot of attention to detail when it comes to parenting. They give their children the best there is. If it's an education, they give it their best. If it's attention, they give it their very best. If it's upbringing, they try their level best. Okay? If it's provision, likewise. So they do not have time to mingle, time to interact with men. Then, because of what they have gone through in the past, they would not want to introduce maybe somebody else in the picture. And that is why most people sacrifice their happiness at the expense of children. And my message to them is simple: congratulations, but not everybody is bad. They are still good people. But bottom line is that nobody is in a hurry, nobody is being rushed. You can always get married at whatever time you want. You can always get a match at any time you feel like you can, and there is nothing people can do about it, because even at 70, at 90, you are as young as you feel. So nobody should make you feel like you already late, or nobody should make you feel like you wasted time or you lost time. No. If you can be happy at any given point. When you feel like you want to get married, get married. Are we together? So Madam Florence is a retired banker and a startup founder of do we call them sharks? There are these people who fund ideas. You come up with a very good idea, you come up with a very nice idea, but you don't have capital. So I don't know whether you can remember people like Manu Chandaria. There's a son, Chandaria's son, one of the sons, who is a shark. I don't know whether they were doing it with KCB or something, but you bring their ideas. You bring your ideas to them, rather, and you present that idea. If that idea is worthy of funding, they fund you. Of course, you're going to give them equity or shares. It depends on the agreement, but arrangements can be made. You realize they are very innovative people. They are very, very good people who have very, very good opportunities even to make money and to explore big industries. But they do not have the capital to actualize their dreams. They do not have the money, the resources to make it happen. They do not have the resources, the required money to make it happen. Okay, so what I'm saying, that is what she started doing, so she could fund ideas, get equity, get shares, and when that idea blossoms, then she becomes a beneficiary. So to date, there are so many patents, there are so many rights, there are so many shares, there are so many things that help her to benefit directly as passive income, even as she sits back at home. So she's looking for a man who is between the ages of 50 all the way to 70. And this man should also be creative. A man, you see, once a shark, always a shark. Because game of sharks is a game of probability. It's a game of possibility. Is it going to work out? Is it not going to? A game of sharks is a game where you put your gamble on somebody. You put your gamble, trust, belief. You trust that this person, and most probably it happens because you have guts and you believe that you cannot be misled by your own conscience. So it's upon them to choose. And sharks, in most times than not, don't go bad. They don't go wrong. If you look at people who fund athletes, if you look at our athletic champions, in one way or another, they have people who fund them, sponsors, donors. If you look at the Ineos 159 marathon that happened in Vienna, Vienna is the capital of Austria in the year 2020 or 2019, when Kipchoge, Eliud Kipchoge, was able to run the marathon, the world's marathon, under 2 hours. The Ineos, there was that guy who had funded him, guy who paid ticket, guy who paid for his training and everything, sponsored him, paid for him, and sponsored him throughout the training and everything until he won. Okay, so those arrangements are made by visionary people who can spot talent, people who can spot. You see, what we lack in most times than not is people who can spot talent, saying this guy can go far, let me stand by him, let me stand with him, both by him and with him, and he will make it, she will make it, because the person has been given the required support. It's called the ministry of destiny helpers, people who can hold your hand, take you to the next level. And maybe somewhere you would have taken 3 decades. A decade is a period of 10 years. Maybe you would have taken 30 years to break through. And then somebody carries your hand like this, holds your hand, and within minutes, within days, you are there. You see? So it is just a ministry like any other ministry. Florence is single and she's searching. She's looking for a man who is committed, a man who is serious. It doesn't matter whether you're young or old, but the bottom line is that you should be a man who she cannot be ashamed of. Okay, she would prefer a man who is God-fearing, not a thief, and every arrangement will be on paper. Okay, I had somebody trying to advise people that they should be careful in terms of bringing strangers to their homes and everything. That is all good, but at the same time, you cannot be, if you want to break even. This world has everything to do with risks. Even doing this show is a risk. You watching this show is a risk. You have risked your time, you have risked your energy, you've risked your time, you've risked your resources. I have done the same. I have risked 9-10 minutes of my life doing this show, dedicating it to humanity. You see, dedicated my resources to this, energy and prowess. So we are wishing her well, and we hope she gets a good match. Until then, check whether you have subscribed to this YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, like our videos, and don't forget to leave a comment. Bye bye, God bless.